Hey guys, it's Eric from Quality Electric. Today we're going to talk about one of the most important things in your home. Your electrical panel. Today we're going to talk about our preferred brand of panel, which is Siemens. We're going to talk about why we like them, what specifically we like about this panel, and things to know about the panel you may have in your house. So let's get to it. I'm going to open this one up right now. So this right here is our preferred brand. This is a Siemens main breaker panel. This is a 40 space 60 circuit, so that means you can fit 40 individual breakers, but the last 20 spaces can take mini breakers, so it actually increases the capacity by 20 circuits. So you can fit up to 60 circuits in this panel. The other reason we like this one is because it's a copper bus. Now if you pull this off, you're gonna think it looks like aluminum, which it does, but if you look closely, it's stamped as copper. It's a coating they put over the bus to give it a little extra protection. So this is a copper bus. It's a main breaker so that we can use a generator interlock if that's what the customer needs. It can take all the minis, and it also has the plug-in neutral. So the only people that are going to care about that are going to be electricians, but it makes the install time so much faster. It's a lot more efficient. The breakers clip right in there. No more pigtails. It really makes the whole installation process a lot more efficient. But one of the main reasons why we like this panel is because of the brand. Siemens has been around for a very long time. They were one of the first manufacturers to start making breakers. They're not going anywhere, and more importantly, they're readily available. Even during COVID, when it was difficult to get breakers and panels, Siemens never missed a beat. We could always get breakers, we could always get panels, and they're always there to stand by their product. One of the problems that we're seeing in the industry is new manufacturers come out, they make new products and new panels. Maybe it doesn't work the way they expected it to. They move on from that product line, and now the customers are stuck with products in their home that are no longer supported. Sometimes the equipment even goes obsolete, so the UL listing might not even be valid anymore. But you're not going to get that with a reputable brand that's been around as long as Siemens has. So now that you know a little bit about this panel and why we like to use it, let's talk about when we use it. The obvious time is when we're upgrading from a 100 to a 200, but sometimes we don't need to upgrade the equipment, we just need to replace it. Like everything in your home, your electrical panel and your electrical system has a life expectancy. A lot of people think your panel should last forever, but that's just not the case. Your electrical system, your electrical panel specifically, is one of the only things in your home that gets used 24/7, 365. Every day of the year, every moment of the day, there's electricity going through your panel. It's one of the most important things in your home. And as you can see, it's made entirely out of plastic and metal. Over time, those things wear out. It just happens. Nothing can last forever. The most common areas that they wear out are on the bus, which is why we like to use copper bus panels. They don't last forever, but they still last a little bit longer. The life expectancy of your panel is about 20 to 30 years. So if you have a home that was built pre-2000, your panel may be reaching the end of its expected lifespan. The other reason it may be time to replace your panel is if you have one of those obsolete brands that we talked about. There's the obvious ones like Federal Pacific, which is FPE, which are a hazardous panel to have in your home, but there's other ones that a lot of people don't know about. There's Wadsworth, Sylvania, some older GE panels are obsolete. Once a panel becomes obsolete, a lot of times it loses its UL listing. UL is what lists a breaker for use in a certain type of panel. Once that happens, as a licensed electricians, we're not allowed to install that equipment anymore. So going with a reputable brand that will always be around, that won't lose its listing, is definitely your best choice for a long-term solution. A panel or breaker becoming obsolete and losing its UL listing may not mean a whole lot to you, but to us as electricians, it means everything. We're not allowed to install equipment that's not UL listed. So if you have an obsolete panel in your home that's no longer UL listed and somebody's installing breakers in there, it means they're either getting used or non-listed equipment for use in that panel. So making sure that you're sticking with a reputable brand that has a valid UL listing is what your insurance company needs to look at and what you should be looking at as a consumer. So if you can't tell by looking at your panel how old it is or if it still has a valid UL listing, go ahead and give us a call or comment down below and we'll reach out and we can schedule an evaluation.